This is Books and Tickets A&I. We're here at the JB Promotions, the recall. The card number 2, Jay, obviously it's been a very busy start. We know obviously you planned to go out in December in Galway as well, and unfortunately things just didn't work it out. But your first one of 2024, very happy with that?
Yeah, well look, my big thing is the fight, the show goes according to plan, and there's no trouble in the venue, and everything, the boxers all do well, and it happened. Now I will say we had the upset of Edward Donovan, and I was gutted when that happened. I was genuinely gutted. It wasn't an issue with us. We had all our paper in a row, all our ducks in a row, and there was an application that should have been made by his team that wasn't made, and we only found out about it, and we battled so hard to get that fight made, but it wasn't possible to get it made, and I felt gutted for Edward. But we done everything we could, and Edward's team know that, and they've said that Edward will be back on March 8th.
I guess obviously, I sort of said to you off camera there, at the start of the night, obviously card fights are going first round, second round you're sort of going, you can do all you can planning wise and everything else to give people value for money, but at that part of the night you sort of going, crikey, we don't have anything to sort of go here, and you don't want people leaving at 9:30 probably feeling as if they haven't been entertained in some way.
A couple of the opponents are appalling. Peter Carr's opponent, I think, was actually a good opponent because he looked like a boxer, he looked like he wanted to have a go. Peter Carr hits very, very hard. There's been talk of that, and I did speak to Philip Sutcliffe, and he said he hits as hard as young Phil Sutcliffe, which is the hardest fellow I think I've ever been punched by. So he definitely is going to be a big problem. So I don't think his opponent was that bad. I thought Kane made his opponent look terrible, but he just didn't look like he wanted to fight. And I hate that. But Kane was excellent. Kane is a fabulous boxer. I'm actually really, really impressed. The closest I've ever looked at Kane, and I thought he was fantastic. Hoping to work a little bit with Kane over the next few months. I have there's names there: Rudy Farrell, Liam Gaynor, Gerard Hughes. They're all in around the weight. Kane's willing to fight any of them, so that's good. So we can try maybe make fights like that happen. For Kane, he's time to kick on as well. 6th round next on March 8th, I think, is the plan for Kane. Yeah, look, Shane Meehan's opponent was appalling. I've told the matchmaker who I do me matching with, we'll never use him again. Come in 15 pounds under the weight. He then, went off and came back to the scales, and he was heavier, but he was appalling. Yeah, I'll never use him again. I don't want them fights. I don't want fights 50-50s all the time. But I need like Peter Alexandrov there, Matthew Tyndall, Gratty, Graham McCormick. They're the opponents I want. You're on it, you win. You're not, you could draw or lose. They're the opponents. Because you're learning every single fight and you're progressing quickly through your career rather than going out and doing that tonight. Them lads, sadly, will not have learned anything tonight. And so we need to get them back out quickly.
I guess obviously the big applause, obviously, because I don't want you to go into a downward spiral here where everything's all negative, and we don't want to end your Friday night with negatives. But for your first obviously title, obviously with the stable, you obviously had the Celtic title and stuff before, so you know what Sennon's going through. But a real big success, obviously the first of many titles probably come for JB Promotions.
Yeah, well, I don't see it being the last anyway. I'm so proud of him. It was a tough fight, and I put it down to, I'd say that's the biggest win for a Celtic title in Ireland ever. I don't see anyone else who has won a title against a better opponent in a more game fight ever. And I'm delighted, I'm so proud of him, because his last time he had an interview about Sennon after a fight, he had an appalling performance, he had an appalling camp, didn't commit himself to his camp, made all the excuses in the world, and we sat down, we had a chat, and we put a plan in front of him, and he nodded his head and said, yeah, that's what I want. And I think tonight he showed.
I guess there's a blueprint for anybody, sort of like I was saying, they Sennon there this time last year he was 2-0. About able to say his third pro fight in Glasgow. Fast forward a year, he's fought 5 times since he's the Celtic title. Is that not obviously a success story for anybody to knuckle down, put the work in, to get a 5 fights and be a Celtic champion in a year?
Yeah, well, hopefully next fight will be the Irish title. Because what's you don't go backwards. You know, you don't go to 6, you don't go to 4s. Next fight, Irish title. I've agreed on an Irish title opponent tonight for him. And get that fight across the line now. He will fight, hopefully, once the BUI sanction him for an Irish title, he will fight for an Irish title in May.
Is the rumour at the moment, obviously, it looks like Katie Taylor might be the 25th of May, so if that looks like that's a date, will you maybe go earlier, or will you push into June?
Yeah, I heard that alright, 25th of May. We'll have to pull it. We're not going to compete with Katie Taylor. I have an option to fight, do something new that nobody really does. I have a chance to do a show on the bank holiday Monday. Maybe do a show at like 3 o'clock in the day. and I have a place that will hold up to 2,000. I'll have the same lighting and the same screens and things like this. So that could be the option for me.
I guess it's, I think, hopefully maybe within the next week or so, I think the contracts have been sent, things like that, but from what I hear, it looks like it's the 25th. You obviously can't go the 18th either because it's Isaac Fury, so May looks like a bad month. My 40's taken in May as well.
Yeah, but we don't do the Saturdays, mainly we do Fridays. So with the Usyk thing being on the Saturday, we could do the Friday. But we wouldn't go near Katie. You'd have to be 2 weeks either side of Katie, I think, you know. You've got to be sensible as well, you know. We will have a show in May, no doubt.
I guess the good thing is you're building relations with other managers, other stables and things like that. I know that Matchroom looking to go back to Belfast in June as well. You've been building up relationships with everybody, so I guess the last thing you want to do is to clash with someone because you're still in your infancy of building JB Promotions, so you want to make sure you've a sort of a clean airway for you running on.
We're the babies. You know, we don't have the name. Who are we? Who are we to compete with anyone else? We're only the babies to this game. We've probably the least amount of shows promoted by any promoters in Ireland, so why would we compete with anybody? We'll do what we do. Big players will never look at our calendars. They'll just do their thing and that's it. But that's why I put the calendar out so early. So people who are doing smaller shows like ourselves can look at it and go, well, they have that show, so we'll go this date and that. That's why I want to work with everybody. You know, a lot of people don't, a lot do want to work with us. There's one or two that don't. You know, they're planning on doing shows. They wouldn't even ring you and ask you, do you want to put a lad on, or could we make a fight or anything like that. Whereas I'm open to everybody, you know, which is being shown because tonight there's boxers in that card that aren't even. I don't manage them. Kane Lewis, Peter Carr, Graham McCormick. You know, I work with everybody. You know, I've got some really nice compliments and words of wisdom and that from some other managers and promoters, which I really take to heart. I think it's great that they'd reach out like that. And I've done the same to them over the years, you know, say, well done, keep doing what you're doing and that and the whole lot. And I love that. I think it's great. Glenn will box in Belfast on the 30th of March. Again, it shows the relationship we have with Jamie and Mick, two legends of the sport. And again, anyone that wants to compete with us, go and do it. Compete on your own because you're not competing against us. We're not here to compete. We're here to just work with everybody. And if people don't want to be inviting us or my fighters to things, they're going to struggle to make a lot of title fights because my stable's growing.
I was just going to say there, sorry for cutting in. How did you get away with putting a show on tonight? It's obviously your wife's obviously his birthday today. How did you get away with obviously that you were able to do a show on her birthday?
Who else in Ireland or in the world, maybe in the world maybe there is, but who else arranges a birthday party and invites 650 people to it? I just gave her the biggest birthday party she's ever had.
I was sort of hoping Katie Taylor's going to do it on the 4th of May for me in Croke Park, but unfortunately my birthday dreams are shattered now.
Yeah, if it was your birthday, nobody would have turned up. My dad's birthday is the 4th of May actually.
May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day.
Yeah, he likes that as well.
Obviously it's coming thick and fast. Obviously 3 weeks time you Stars of the Future, 4 weeks time. I can't remember your show in 4 weeks time, the name of that was called.
Good one.
I'm going to have to get my phone out here and have a look.
No,
the Stars of the Future. Right.
Rise or Fall. And the reason being because we were planning on having a few big fights on that. A couple of them kind of already fell through, but it was kind of Rise or Fall. It was the end of the road for a couple maybe, and it was the rise of another couple, so that's why I picked that name. There's the reasons for all the names.
The May the 1st card looks like a complete 8 fights. Obviously, I think there's a few that sort of fought tonight's going to be on that. I think Peter Carr, Kane Lewis. 8th March.
Yeah, I think Peter Carr wants on it. Kane Lewis wants on it. Edward Donovan wants on it. Declan Geraghty wants on it. His first fight under us. Dominic Dunnigan, first fight under us on that card. This is why the rise or the fall is starting to come, because these lads are coming back or they're starting and it's Edward, we're hoping to get some big fight for him, so it'll be a rise or a fall. So that's where the names, there's meanings behind all the names, you know. And yeah, that card is early doors. I had to work on that this week now and put it together completely because there's loads on to me all the time about being on cards and that, but it's making sure you have the right numbers and the right people. Like March 1st is an absolute blockbuster. Tony McGlynn is on March 8th as well actually. Blockbuster March 1st, like Jesus. I could sold 40 tables for that show. I only have 15. Lee Reeves is on that card. And
he's the first of March, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in a good fight. He's fighting a guy, won't release the name until it gets approved and obviously all that, but he's coming with 9 wins, 8 knockouts, a loss. So he's a good opponent. And again, it's Leah's time now. He has to come back to Ireland and show who he is and what he is. So it's rise or fall.
I just want to finally obviously leave. Obviously, you obviously announced a new signing during the show tonight. I haven't been able to put it out yet. Paul Noonan, obviously. When will he make his debut under JB Motions? I guess he has to get his license, things like that sort of.
I would like him to make debut on March 8th, but his girlfriend is 8 months pregnant. So at the end of March he's due. April 6th in Belfast is too early because the baby will just be born. So we'll announce Paul to the scene May. Please God, everything goes according to plan. He's a superstar. He won't be going straight in and beating up lads that jump at the ground like that. He'll be going straight in. He has names, we have names, and people we want already. So he'll come in, he'll start his career with a 6th rounder, and then maybe a fight or two later we'll be going after it. We'll want the title. So it'll be stand up and let's go. Fabulous kid.
Well, look, I'll leave it there. Obviously, I said I'd give about 5 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Obviously, as your missus' his birthday as well, so you need to go and spend some money on her now. But thanks very much for your hospitality as always, and we'll see you in 3 weeks' time.
And thank you for coming, and thanks to all the media for coming, all the photographers, everybody who comes and supports the shows. I know you do it for your side, but for us to see us there, it's a big plus, and we really appreciate all you do daily to us.
Well, thanks very much for your time. We'll catch up in 3 weeks' time.
Thank you very much.